Chelsea Clinton and Marc Mezvinsky met as teenagers, became good friends, and stayed that way throughout college. Eventually, they fell in love and tied the knot in a fabulous wedding in 2010. But has it been smooth sailing ever since? Here are some strange things about Chelsea Clinton's marriage. 6 months after Chelsea and Marc tied the knot, the split rumor started swirling. New York CBS 2 alleged that their young marriage was, quote, collapsing under pressure from work and family, and that she was seeking an annulment. The publication based this on the fact that Marc was in the middle of a break from his job as an investment banker in Wyoming, skiing while Chelsea stayed in Manhattan. However, one Daily News gossip columnist claimed divorce wasn't in the cards, saying, "I think a lot of people are hoping that there's trouble between Chelsea and Marc, but it's just not the case. They're still in love. Marc's ski trip was a work crisis." During a 2012 Vogue profile of Chelsea, her chief of staff at the Clinton Foundation said the tabloid gossip taught the couple a valuable lesson, explaining, "None of it was true, but what put a strain on them was that the stories were being written because none of us were paying attention to it. It was an eye-opening lesson. Chelsea realized, maybe I need to get out there and demystify myself a little bit." Despite growing up with politician parents and enjoying careers in private equity, Chelsea and Marc seem to be polar opposites. In her 2012 Vogue profile, readers got a glimpse into their personalities. Marc describes himself as, "Just a nerdy Jewish boy from Philly, but you know, Bill Clinton grew up with a dirt floor in Arkansas, so it's all relative." Chelsea's very much the yin to my yang. "I don't want to say I'm aloof, but I definitely can exist in a cloud. I walk into parking meters." She's the antithesis of that. She's like, "This is where the parking meters go." However, Marc being a bit of a self-described airhead makes him that much more endearing to those in Chelsea's circle. One of Chelsea's best friends told the mag, "He's a real mensch. We were always rooting for them to get together." Chelsea's chief of staff for the Clinton Foundation agreed, saying, "He's this playful schoolboy stuck inside this wicked smart, really astute adult body. He's as happy goofing off as he is talking finance with world leaders. He's the best of both worlds." Another fun fact, Marc grew up with 11 siblings. Chelsea, of course, grew up with the Secret Service.
You can't order a pizza to the White House. I'll just tell you that right now. And we didn't. Sometimes there were exceptions.
When you're the only child of a political dynasty, you can be assured that your wedding won't be a simple affair. Their wedding planner told Today at the time, "It's going to be very understated, elegant, but befitting a royal wedding for the U.S. understated." Chelsea and Marc's 2010 wedding at New York's Astor Courts estate reportedly cost up to $5 million, including the $15,000 worth of porta potties with porcelain toilets that any of their 500 guests could visit, according to TMZ. Guests at the lavish wedding included such megastars as Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, and Tom Hanks, according to the BBC. Additionally, citing a VIP moment, the Federal Aviation Administration enforced a no-fly zone over the Hudson River venue for a full 12.5 hours, according to NBC News 4 New York. Marc makes his living as an investor, but there's one small problem. He can't seem to hold on to a job. According to Dealbreaker, a site that covers the financial industry, Marc seems to always fail upwards. After spending 6 years at Goldman Sachs, Chelsea's better half struck out on his own, and it wasn't great. He spent a few years at 3G Capital before going on his 3-month ski trip, then decided to launch his own hedge fund, Eaglevale Partners. But according to the New York Times, the fund closed 2 years later after losing nearly 90% of the $25 million it raised from investors. A few months later, Marc took the vice chairman job at the investment firm Social Capital, and he was there less than a year. In October 2019, he was hired as the managing director of the private equity firm TPG. All of this wasn't from a lack of trying. Politico reports that in a hacked email released by WikiLeaks, ex-Clinton aide Doug Band claimed that Marc leveraged his connections with the Clintons to raise money for his hedge fund. Band also claimed that Chelsea was setting up meetings for her husband that resulted in investments from several major donors to the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons' campaigns. While Marc is still trying to find a job that lasts longer than a few years, he can also count on Chelsea to make sure the bills are paid. According to the New York Post, Chelsea made $9 million in salary and stock options since 2011 by sitting on the board of internet investment firm IAC. In 2017, Chelsea joined the board of Expedia Group, earning an estimated $250,000. And despite having no TV journalism or any journalism experience, Politico reports that Chelsea earned an annual salary of $600,000 at NBC News as a special correspondent. And apparently it's all paying off. In 2013, Chelsea and Marc moved into a $10 million New York City apartment, described as a luxury fortress by the New York Daily News. According to the Daily Mail, the 5,000 square foot apartment is the longest apartment in the city. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.